And we are back. Welcome back to Qualified Dropouts. Episode, I think this may be 30.
Is this 30?
Yeah,
Is this
maybe.
30?
Maybe 30, 29. I'm not really sure. But it feels like we kind of skip the introduction every time because it feels like y'all know us. But there are a lot of new listeners. So if y'all didn't know who we were, my name's Asher. This is Ian. We both dropped out of college. We teach you guys the life lessons we have learned with no college degree. Most of the time, it's kind of tied towards business, but we talk about other shit as well. So
yeah. Mainly business, but yeah, we talk about.
I don't know. We have some fantastic topics we want to cover today.
Man, why am I congested? This weather change was kind of interesting. It was like,
shoot, did I not save it?
No way.
No chance. Hold on.
I know one of the topics.
There's no. Hang on. Well, what was the first topic?
The one I said.
Oh, here we go. So, okay. Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember the first one. Okay, the top one. Do you want to dive into the top one, or do you want to dive into the second one?
Nah, let's...
I think we could dive into that one next, because it will kind of correlate with, it'll correlate after.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do the second one. So,
awesome.
The first topic we want to cover is basically... You don't necessarily have to focus on one thing and one thing only.
Yeah, that's just like a lot of people, when they start a business or they have a job or they try to start getting healthy or in shape, they think that, like, okay, when I have time, and this task that I'm doing currently ends, I then can focus on my health or my nutrition or my job that I want to pursue, or business or side hustle or whatever. I know you don't like that word, but anyways, just side gig. But like, why? There's no rule in the game of life, or no rule book stating you can only focus on one goal at a time or one goal per period of whatever. That's not. You can do as much as you want, and I think a lot of people place a lot of limiting beliefs on themselves, meaning they think that they can only handle that one goal at a time, but they haven't even tried. So they want to procrastinate, like, oh, it'll be easier to say, oh, I'll start that business once, I do X, Y, and Z, or once I cut my hours back at work, You don't know when that's going to happen, because you're always going to be chasing money, and two, work. They don't respect you. Yeah. They're going to do it anyway. So I think a lot of people place that limiting belief is that they can't do everything at once, or even just, like, focus on multiple different things in their life. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of the times, the things that they say they're focusing on isn't even goal-oriented or what they want to achieve in life. It's bullshit. They have work, a family, and socializing events. That's it. I've been thinking about, like, what do people, like, the most common excuses I hear, and I'm like, man, what do people actually, like, focus on? Like, what's busy to them? And it's work, family, socializing events.
Yeah, and, like,
those will always be there.
It's not magically gonna go away.
Yeah,
like. That's life in general.
Yeah. So it's like you're not really actually focusing on anything. Yeah. You're just going with the flow. And now you feel like you're adding on an extra task that you have to, like, focus on. You're like, oh, I can't focus because I already have all of this. Mm-hmm. It's just like a limiting belief.
Yeah.
So I've never really understood that. And it's something I used to always say I don't have time. I think it's something we're good at. We don't say that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
We always switch it to either we
prioritize other things.
Yeah, in that time, it would be more beneficial for us to complete something else before that task if we genuinely don't have time. Mm-hmm. But if we do have time, we're like, yeah, let's finish this work, and then we'll work on it for another 4 hours. We don't care. I mean, I don't know. If you really want it that bad, like, time doesn't matter. You'll just work until you achieve it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, until you're tired, like, really tired.
Yeah, so the reason why I wanted to state this was I also... this is something that Alex talks about a lot, and I know we quote Hormozy basically in, like, every single podcast.
He's just super smart.
But he's just really smart, and one thing he says is you need to do one thing, focus on one thing, and do that one thing forever. He is correct, but the thing is he's not saying stick to one thing that you really don't like, and you're going to do that for the rest of your life, and then you're going to die. It's like prior to that, what he means is try absolutely everything. Try out different quote-unquote side hustles. I don't really like that word. I'll kind of go over that in a second. But try out a bunch of things you can do on the side try it out for a month or 2 months, see if you like it. If you don't like it, go to the next one. But the thing is you don't want to, I guess, like, try one thing and then don't try the next, right? You need to keep trying over and over and over until you get that thing where it's like, okay, this is the thing I can do for 10, 15, 20, 25 years.
And want to actually grow.
Yeah.
And then you focus
And
on
then
that
you
one
focus on
thing
that one
and you
thing.
make a lot of money.
Exactly.
And people view it as, well, I have all of this on my plate. You know, I'm focusing on building, like, doing this. I'm focusing on somebody else's job or somebody else's business, and then I'm focusing on that. It's like, no, that's not what he means. He doesn't mean focus on that one thing. He means focus on the one thing that you want to achieve your dreams. If you were to sit down, write on a piece of paper, if I could have everything in the world right now, what would be that? You know, what would be my ideal dream life? You know, that I'd be living. And obviously, your career and how much money you make is going to be up there. It's a very common. You know, like, I want to make this money from this activity. Focus on that one thing and do it.
Yeah, it feels like it came for a realization for us as well, like a couple months ago when we were saying, like, we were just doing a bunch of other stuff, and then, like, it kind of clicked to us, like, oh, wait, but the main thing we're focused on is just becoming content creators, and then everything else kind of just falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, our companies, sponsorships, stuff like that, but our main focus
should be
content creation, social media, and then eventually everything else just falls into place. But it feels like prior to that, we were trying everything.
Yeah, I mean,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean,
which
we
is a
were
very,
just
very
like,
good thing.
I think going into this year, I have more of a clear vision of what I'm going to work on. So, like, obviously my coaching is, you know, my business. That's my one thing I'm going to grow and really focus on growing. But then obviously it's like a branch of social media. A big focus of it is, like, you know, my coaching only does as well as my social media accounts.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Because social media is just marketing yourself. And if you aren't marketing yourself properly, or you're not growing and you're marketing, it's not paid ads where you just get to see, you know, the people see it. It's free. And if you can grow exponentially, like, you can create a business. And so if my accounts always grow, my business will grow itself. So it's like a branch off it. But obviously, making sure it's a quality business, and, like, you know, I'm doing all the daily tasks that are necessary to keep the business alive and connecting with my clients and sending, you know, getting referrals and, you know, building systems inside of it to grow it as well. So there's different parts of it for sure, but it all falls along everything. There's not going to be one thing you do that doesn't have multiple branches.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to build an online website, and that's all you had to do is build an online website and also, like, just put a product in there and just let it sit there.
Yeah.
You now have to learn how to create content and then promote yourself. And then if you want to run ads, you have to learn how to do ads. And then eventually you have to learn how to hire somebody if you want to manage that. And then you have to also, while doing all of that, you have to learn how to create new products, or, you know, start personalizing more, or just making the business overall better. And then, like, it just goes on. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
there's a lot of sub bubbles in the bigger bubble.
yeah. So it's like people just, I think it's not really just one thing, but I don't know. I've never understood that. I don't get it anymore. Because I used to say that. I used to say, like, I just need to focus on this. And then once this time comes up, then I'll be good and I can take on another task. Guess what?
Yeah.
It never came, because I was in the exact same position. And until I committed to something when I was also working the most, that's when I actually excelled and did something. Like, I literally had, you could say, no time, where I would always say I had time. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something for once, something different, and just try it for 3 months. Gave myself that. And I treated it like a job. And I think this can go into the next topic we want to talk about, which is,
I just wanted to, like, touch base on side hustles, because side hustles now in today's society is treated as, like, oh, like, if I have time, that's kind of what I'm working on. But it's like, most of the time with side hustles, y'all actually want to do that full time, but you still have this one little attachment with that little salary job you have, where it's, I'm still attached to this and I do this on the side, but if this were to pick up, that's when I can actually quit my job. And it's like, no. You're looking at it from the completely wrong angle. You should be treating your salary job like a shit job and treat your side hustle like a real job. And then when you make that switch, that's when you're actually going to start to see real improvement in your side hustle. This was one huge mindset shift with me when I was working at the restaurant I was working at before I moved out of my parents' house, is I was treating my restaurant job like my full-time job. And then I was treating my company like, yeah, it's just something I do at home. And then I'm like, wait a second, what if I switch the flip or flip the switch? I guess you can say switch the flip because it's like backwards, like the Uno reverse card.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyways, so that's when I flipped the switch. And then I was like, what if I treated my serving job like my side hustle and then my side hustle as my main job? And that's when I really started to see like big jumps in my social media accounts, my company, and more self-belief.
Yeah. And I think some people, like, you could do that. I think for me, I did it a little bit differently. I just quit my job. Like, I had to do that personally because the job I was in was a very, very good position. I got, like, a lot of benefits, and I was, like, very, very happy to be there. And there's, like, a lot of drama that came with that position since I was, like, the main I was, like, the head of the kitchen. So if I didn't, like, execute properly or I treat it like a crap job, like, people would see that.
Yeah,
and I'm like, so I was in a leadership position.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, for me, if I'm in a leadership position, I know the position I'm in. I also value my name, and I don't want to lower, my work ethic, for people around me. So for me, it was like, okay, the better option, instead of just like treating this like a crap job and not, putting in the effort and the work that's necessary to maintain this position, I'm just going to quit, give myself 3 months, and then focus on and treat it like a full-time job and like actually do it. And then if I have to go back and get another job, I'll go get another job somewhere else. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like whatever. But when I did that, that's when I just saw my business like grow crazy. Like our biggest, like that was like, I remember just our first months were just insane.
It's crazy because my first month still to this day was my biggest day. Like my biggest day in income, yeah.
That's crazy. I sold the most amount of people the first month ever. I sold 20. Yeah. 20 people in 3 days.
Yeah, that was about the same as me.
I did not know how to maintain them.
Yeah. Man,
my business was so bad.
Yeah, it was so shit.
So bad. I do have a couple clients who were from that though still.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Mm-hmm. But they just stuck through it. They just but
now they're like, dude, it's really cool how big this thing is really expanded.
Yeah, and they're like seeing all the changes and the little ones, and it's really, really cool, and they're just like seeing awesome success, and they love it. But it is very, man. But that's like also what you need to do, because you got to learn. People will think they have to know it all before they start. Don't start when you think you know it all, because you'll never know it all. Because if you did, you'd be a millionaire now.
Yeah, for real.
I thought I had to have everything in line.
I don't want to say I'm an idiot, but like, I still don't know a whole lot.
Yeah, because it's like the most common statement is like, well, I just go to
fun, bro. That's what makes it a game.
Yeah, because it's like one day you wake up, you come with a new idea, and you're like, I'm going to implement this in my business. You're not going to know exactly how to build a framework of a business. You just I don't even know. I just do. Like, that's it. Like, I have no idea what we've done in the past
this whole BS y'all learn in college, bro, building a sustainable framework and this and that's like, this is written by the 1960 gurus that built a fucking candy store.
Yeah.
No way does that apply to today's age. Chat GPT can create a business for you. That's what's crazy.
That is crazy, actually. That is.
And y'all are learning about some fucking rinky-dink candy store to build in. Like, ridiculous.
No, it is kind of crazy that ChatGPT can do that. Like, you can, that software itself, if you do not do anything in your life with the access you have now, you just aren't intelligent enough.
I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. You know what's insane? In my Discord, we have ChatGPT AI set up. Motherfuckers in there are writing meal plans. ChatGPT is writing meal plans for them and workout splits.
Yep.
They're like, give me the best power building split with a nutrition plan with this is my height, this is my weight, this is my age. Boom, written out. Yep. They save it, take a screenshot, bam.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Yeah. I hope more people don't figure that out.
Why?
I mean, people can just get it for free on the internet.
But it's already on
the internet. That's true.
Everything's already on. The thing that it knows is everything's on the internet. People think it's like new. It's like, no, you guys just never looked for it. Coaching, fitness coaching will always still be a big thing because you know what's the one thing that's not on the internet?
Accountability.
That's it.
Yeah.
People are lazy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we count on. Is because, I mean, no offense, but people, and not even that people are lazy. Everyone likes this. Everyone likes sometimes just to be told what to do and not have to think about it.
Yeah.
A person who can go on the internet.
We were kind of like that. We started off business, bro, and got into our first mentorship group. We were like, we just want to know the next step because we don't really want to think about it. We want you to guide us.
Yeah, that's true. But we learned a lot.
We learned a lot from that, but yeah.
We also got to think for ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, for real, like that's like the information's already been out there too. You just didn't take the initiative to do it. So I don't think it's going to affect. This is something I want to talk about in probably my next YouTube video. Is do I think ChatGPT will ruin all online fitness coaching? I don't think so because if the information's already been out there. Then you're going to have people who are skeptical about it. Like, is this even a good program? Because they don't know what a good program is. They don't know what a good meal plan is. They don't know good nutrition goals. And then they see, like, there's so much misinformation out there. It's just going to confuse them even more. So, for me, I'm not too worried about it because I was thinking about it the other day. Because, I went in there and I was like, I'm just mess around. And you can just write a workout program and a meal plan. But also, you got to understand, like, not everybody needs a coach, too. A lot of people that don't, they just get it and they don't need one.
Yeah.
So,
we kind of went off, or you didn't like go off topic, but
yeah, it's pretty kind of crazy.
Yeah, when it comes to, I just firmly believe if you start treating your side hustle like a main job, that's when shit really starts to turn. And also, the main reason why people don't like to treat it as a main job is because y'all are literally afraid to make money. Like and it's hard to understand that, but the reason why I say that is because y'all are scared to spend money. When y'all are scared to spend money, you are also afraid to make money, and you think that money is very scarce. Money is the most abundant thing in this whole entire world. Once you realize that money is everywhere and you can make it wherever, that's when you really don't worry that much about making investments, investing in yourself, buying things. I'm not saying go out and buy a bunch of materialistic shit. I'm just saying, you should not be worried about going to go buy a $4 Starbucks drink if you know that's going to make your day more productive and you're going to put in more work.
And you're going to make $100, where if you didn't have it, you'd make $20,
yeah.
right? Like, I mean,
I know there's going to be some gurus. Oh, but if you save $4, you're going to save $250. Okay, but that $4 Starbucks drink may get you $1,000 back that month.
Exactly. I mean, who knows, right? And so I think, like a lot of things you buy should be resources and tools you use to like get you to the next level. Like, I mean, I don't think like drinking a bunch of caffeine is necessary, but I look forward to it. It creates like having my coffee. It gets me motivated. I get in. It's like a habit. It's like once I make my coffee or have my like energy drink or whatever, it's like I sit down and I work really, really hard. I, zone out and I just do it and I get locked in. Now, if I don't have it, then I'm like thinking, okay, I need it, or then other things and then like come up and I just don't, want to focus because I don't have that, habit. And so it's weird because I'm learning about it in the book I'm reading, is like how like you'll have like triggers in a sense. So it's like if you have a current bad habit that you want to cut completely, get rid of the trigger or the cue first before you get rid of the habit. So let's say you smoke cigarettes and the only time you smoke cigarettes is if you go out back or you go on break and you go in a certain area. Instead of doing that, substitute it. And so every time you have a break or anything, you go to a different area or you grab something or you read a book, but you have to go to a different environment. You can't go out, sit in the same spot and then try to form a new habit. You have to then reevaluate your environment. You have to like redo your environment and pair it with another cue to have an end goal satisfaction, end goal habit that like satisfies you and that you're really happy with. And it's very interesting because it's like I've been like really thinking about what I do throughout the day and what are my habits if I go sit down or if I bring my food into my bedroom and eat there. I then get lazy because then I scroll my phone, and then when I scroll my phone, I get like 2 hours are gone, and then I didn't even work at all. And before I was like, oh, if I bring my food in here, I think I could like work and do it, but that's not the case. So then I'm like, okay, I should sit at the table, eat where that is. I've been trying to eliminate like just completely my phone like from certain areas of the house, or now I'm trying to pair it with if I sit up here when I watch a YouTube video or something, it's something informational. I can't read and eat. I've tried, but I just don't. Because I'll get super distracted and I'll like read and I won't eat. And it takes me an hour to do that. So I have to have something playing in the background. So it is very interesting.
My trigger is turning on my computer, dude. That is like solo handily. And this is what I mean. When I bought my PC, I wouldn't like to say I didn't have the money to buy it like I did, but if I would have just straight up paid it off in full, I would have been like, oh, wow.
I think that's every investment we've made this year. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When I bought that PC, like, I wasn't afraid because I know I was able to make more. Like, I wasn't afraid of buying that because it's not like I was on a check, right? I'm like, well, this PC is going to make me more money because I'm buying it specifically to make me more money.
Well, that's what we did this year. Like we bought, like I firmly believe everything we bought this year is going to help us make more money. Even our cars.
Oh, 100%.
And I know people may still get on about that, and I know some people, gurus, are like, don't have a car payment. I tell you what, there is nothing more irritating than waking up, knowing I've made the most amount of money I've ever made in a year time through a business online, and still driving a shitty car that I just absolutely hate. It would ruin my mood sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Talk about your Mazda? Yeah.
And it was a good car for a while, but like...
I was the same way,
I just felt so like unconfident.
Yeah.
I get my car, I'm like, man, this is kind of like breaking me down.
You know, like
now we didn't also go and buy a car we can't afford. We know we can make this. We know we could pay it off in a year if we try. Like if we actually, I mean, I am this year, 100% paying my car off. But that's like another thing too is we don't have a cap on our salary. Don't have a car payment if you have a cap salary.
Yeah.
But if you have an endless amount of time and an endless amount of money you can make, you know, if you've already made enough to buy the car outright, in a sense of like your salary has already gone way past it or how much you've made this year, you can buy the car. That's when I bought the car. I already made way more than the car was worth. And theoretically, actually, I learned this about school. If you have a $40,000 per year salary, you actually can get pre-approved for up to a $40,000 car in a sense. So like you can, if you have that's basically it.
That's
like,
kind of fucked.
But yeah, well, because like you can pay it off in the year time, but they say you shouldn't ever buy a car worth more than your salary. If that makes sense. Yeah. So I've always been like, okay, well, like my car was only $26,000. I've made more than that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
My car was only like 32. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that, bro, because people treat side hustles as some bullshit. Yeah, it's like if I can do it when I can. I'm like, dude, just treat it like your real job and stop being a fucking pussy when it comes to spending money. Spend that shit and then make more, because that's gonna completely change your mindset, bro.
And I think the reason why a lot of people, wait, what was your statement? Your statement was like, people don't make money, or people are scared of making money.
Yeah, the people who are scared to spend money are the same people who are afraid to make money. Because if you were actually just like, whatever, dude, like $10 drink, come here, give it. It's like that motherfucker is not afraid because he knows that drink is either going to help him make money or he already has the ability to make that $10 back in a couple minutes. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
So I think another big thing as to why people like, one, don't start side hustles or invest in them either, or like buy stuff for them, is they're just not confident in themselves. Yeah. Like they just know they're gonna preemptively already give up. So, and that's why. And this is one of my favorite things Alex says is, if you don't see yourself doing it for 10 years, don't do it. Yeah, I love it when he said that because it's so true, bro. Like, and that kind of goes back on us. It's like social media. It's like, dude, we can definitely see ourselves doing this for the next life. Honestly, life. Because we'll create businesses out of it, and then we'll just utilize it as like a tool. So investing anything that can make it easier or better or help us grow more, it's worth it. It doesn't matter how much the money is. Because, I mean, when I bought my PC too, it's like, could I buy it outright? Maybe barely, or like like it would still put me like struggling, but that's all the money we made that was just going right back into investments to set us up for the next like 5 to 10 years. Like now we don't have to worry about editing on our PCs. We have really nice cameras. We bought a podcast setup. Is something we wanted to do. Like we don't have to buy anything else really for the businesses at all. Like at all.
Yeah.
Like everything's already set in play. So now all we have to do is just make money.
Yeah, literally.
I don't know.
Yeah. So if y'all are thinking about starting a side hustle, don't start a side hustle. Start another job and treat it like that. And then I bet you'll come to me in 6 months and say, I listened to your advice, and now I don't work for the job I was working for. One thing I want you to talk about is, how does health help you with women? I know you have a girlfriend, but kind of talk about that.
No, I mean, I think it indirectly helps you with women because you become more confident in who you are. I mean, when you look good, or at least you're working out and you have some muscle mass on you, when you take off your shirt, like you just walk around like you fucking own the shit. Like I'm gonna be honest, like that's like the main thing. When you take off your shirt, you know you're the best looking guy out there because
no one really looks good. I'm gonna be honest.
Like it's very rare. Like when I went to high school, I'd take my shirt off, and I was like one of the best looking guys. And so it's like, I was in a small town though, so mind you. But it's like the average person, and like also I'm not trying to say this to like sound cocky. I don't really care. That's back in high school.
No, it's okay. You looked like the shit. So did I.
Yeah, but it's like, you just feel you just feel confident in yourself. So when you take off your shirt, like you just walk around like you own the place, and then. Yeah, if you walk around like you're super confident, no one's going to belittle you from your physique. You're a hard worker because of the physique you have achieved. And you just feel so much more confident in who you are. So it's like you can have a conversation with a girl knowing that you probably look better than her. That's it. And if you know you look better than her, like that is very attractive to them. And you also will not have the anxiety to talk to a girl. Now there are definitely times like, I mean, shoot, I wasn't like a player. Like I didn't talk to a bunch of girls, but it's just a mindset. Like, so it's like getting girls, I mean, never was like a huge focus of mine. Yeah. But it was,
I just know
it was easy. It's just younger. Like, it's just easy because you can, if you feel confident in who you are and you're just walk around, you're like the best looking dude out there. Like, when you walk, everyone's already looking at you. And that's like the coolest thing, especially if you're in like a small town, like just get in really good shape, like just jacked. Yeah. And then go to like the local beach or wherever and just like take your shirt off and just walk around, wear glasses, and I guarantee you every girl will look at you. Literally. I'm not even kidding. I would I worked at Chick-fil-A, and I used to have girls take photos of me to send to other girls because I was there's a whole it was a small town. I was like the hot manager because I was the most fit, right? Like the shirts were tight. Like I felt good. And they even, remember like Target? That's actually hilarious. Remember like Chad from Target, whatever his name was? Yeah. People would call me Ian from Chick-fil-A. And I would go out and literally like people would be like my parents would go to like events or, see people with kids or whatever. And they're like, wait, are you Ian's parents? Or I had friend, because I was homeschooled, so I had friends who went to other schools, like other high schools, and they would say, oh, you work at Chick-fil-A? Like, oh, do you work with that guy? Like, who's that guy? I think it's Ian, right? And that's just what was normal, right? And it's not that I'm attractive. I'm ugly as shit. Look at my face. But I just was fit. Like, I was always fit. I always had a little bit of muscle mass on me, so shirts fit very well. So it's people notice you when you do that. You become very noticeable, which is a very powerful thing. Very powerful. Because if you look at social media, who are the ones that do the best? People who look the best. People who look the best. Who are the most noticeable? How are you noticeable? Through your, either you're very, very attractive in your face and you're like a model. Maybe you don't have a lot of muscle mass, but you're just very attractive. You have a good figure. You have a good stance. You're super confident in who you are. So I believe, you get in shape, you're going to, getting girls is easy.
Dude, there's so much stuff that goes on the internet that's lifting weights doesn't get you girls, and it's dude, that is the Bro,
It's bull.
the people that say that are like, y'all are just doing this for views, bro. Like,
100%.
A girl is going to choose 10 times out of, well, I'm going to say 9.9 out of 10 times. She will go with the dude that looks fucking awesome compared to the guy that's fat.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this right now. If the girl would rather choose the fat guy, you don't want to be with her anyway because as a man...
She's already insecure about herself.
Exactly.
That's exactly the reason why.
Yeah, and you don't want to be with those women anyway. And that's kind of what I want to touch base on.
Because then she'll think she's better than you already.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are in shape and she goes after you, you already have that she will do anything for you.
Yeah.
Like she knows, like, damn, she's gonna be telling her friends, "Look who I'm with. Like I'm lucky to be with this person."
Yeah.
Now, obviously, getting girls is more to like personality, how well you take care of them. I believe there's a lot more than just like looks.
Yeah.
But the first step, if you think someone's attractive, and the first take or anything, it's always physical. It's never emotional.
Yeah,
they don't say,
physical.
"Oh, well, he has a great person." No, you figure out their personality after, then you actually decide if you want to stay with them.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the first thing is you notice is how hot are they? How attractive are they?
Yeah. You're not going to date someone ugly, bro. Like, that's what doesn't... It's like, yeah, I may be a 5, but, like, my personality, I'm like, it doesn't... No one's going to look at you if you're ugly.
And be like, that person has a cool personality.
Yeah, it's like no one cares.
So, like, but obviously everybody who looks at women will have a different number for that girl because everyone has different, they're attracted to different things.
Yeah.
So don't think of also like she's the hottest to the most general population. Is she hot to you? And that's what you realize. Like you look at her like, dang, that girl is super attractive, or dang, that guy is really, really attractive.
Yeah.
And then you get to know who they are. That's how when I looked for a girlfriend and that is, of course, when I look, I'm like, yeah, that girl's really hot. I want to be able to tell my friends, yeah, I'm dating her.
Yeah.
Now, when I talk to her, I know if she's actually like worth it. Because then if she's just like an idiot or just like no personality or just no, she's not, caring or loving or anything, it's like, all right, you're really hot, but there's so much more to it. So, but the first thing is always physical. You know what's an interesting fact too? I read this a while ago. It was in a research article when I was in college. It was talking about what types of people are you attracted? Because they're trying to figure out like, how do you decide that person's attractive and then that person's not, and then somebody might be different, right? Mm-hmm. So they found out, and I'm sure there's probably been more studies about it, but they found out the person you think is attractive is how you view yourself and your attractiveness level.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting? So if you have a lot of confidence and you view yourself as the most attractive person, that's how guys who may not be the most attractive get girls who are really, really attractive because they view themselves and like how confident they are in the way they walk and they have swagger. It's like they're super attractive girls. But then you see the guys who, again, all girls are beautiful, but then you see the guys who, aren't as confident or they don't view them. I've seen guys who think like, who are really, really attractive, like no homo, but who are really, really like they're handsome, they're attractive, they're tall, they're, built, but they have a lot of like low self-confidence and they're with girls who like noticeably like lower, right? And it is, it's all off of how you view yourself and your attractiveness level. So
that does make sense.
Yeah. Because if you think about every girl you've been with, it's like
it's facts, dude.
Or you get with girls who are attractive, but you're like, I'm just too, like,
it's facts. So. Yeah. And the thing is, like in the past when I've viewed girls as like, I guess like hotter than me in a way, I don't view really women like, it's either like, yeah, she's hot, but I wouldn't be with her, or like I would be with her type shit. But back like years ago, I'd be like, oh yeah, she's like too good for me. Those are the girls I wouldn't be like, yeah, I couldn't date her. Yeah. I would be like, I can maybe like sleep with her. That's it. Yeah. So that actually does make sense. And also, I mean, majority of the time, you do like relay off of each other. Like the woman is really a direct reflection of the man's actions, and vice versa. I mean, the man's a direct reflection of the woman as well. Yeah.
No, I agree.
So that makes sense.
But that's why like growing up, I've actually never really thought like that. I've just like, I don't know. I've never been super nervous to talk to certain girls. I've never thought there was a girl that like I dated that was like way out of my, like, I was just like, yeah, I'm just as attractive as you, if not more attractive.
Yeah.
not to sound cocky, I'm just confident in who I am. And
Yeah.
people might take that out of context, like, Ian's a freaking, full of himself. It's not true. I feel like I'm very, very humble too.
I think we're both very humble.
I think these are things that need to be said for a lot of people, because
of course.
this is also what people think. People think this.
Yeah.
If
100%.
like,
Everyone thinks this in the world.
They know they're the shit. They want to be full of themselves, and that's okay. That's good, actually. You should. You should be full of yourself. You should be confident in yourself. That is not a bad thing. And people make it a bad thing.
Yeah. It's a bad thing if you're disrespectful.
It's a bad thing if you treat others less than who you are.
Yeah.
If you know you're the shit, but you treat others super respectfully and you want the best for them, who cares if you think you're the best or you're super confident? Because if you want the best for them and you think you're the best, that means you want them to be the best with you.
Exactly.
That's it. But if you think that you're just the best and no one's gonna go past you, that's when you become a dick.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's when you're labeled as just like the narcissistic dickhead that no one wants to be around.
Yeah. But if you view yourself freaking confident, the most attractive man there, that's okay. You should be allowed to do that.
And I'll actually say another thing real quick. Guys, confidence is earned through respect as well. If you walk into a room, you don't know anyone at all, the best way to gain confidence within yourself and also gain the respect from other women is be polite to everyone. And then maybe help them out if they have a problem, or smile a lot. Yeah, that was my next thing. Smile a lot. Be happy that you're meeting new people. Mm-hmm. That is very, very well respected.
Dude, they did a it was another, I know I have studies, but they did it was more like a social study, and figure out what girls would approach what guys, how would they approach them, and then also what do people think of certain guys and think of certain people. A big thing that turned off a lot of people and made the guy think he was a dick or anything was having his arms crossed.
Yep.
Sitting here this and not smiling or anything. But the guys who had their arms down,
down,
and smiled, people would go up and talk to them way more because they're super welcoming. So if you're sitting back and or leaning back, or you're slouching forward backwards, or it obviously means that you're disengaged and you have no intention to even talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. But if you want to be respected and also people to approach you and talk to you, smile a lot, lean forward, have your arms down, be welcoming, use your hand motions. That's a very welcoming gesture.
Yeah. And it is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to walk into a room and not fold your arms, put your hands in your pockets or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's uncomfortable. To keep your, not to us anymore, but I'm saying
I guess, and
when I was in high school, middle school, and stuff like that, it's really uncomfortable because you are basically giving the world, welcoming them open arms.
Yeah.
When you put your hands to your side, because you're being, it's a sign of you being vulnerable in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's funny, when I started working out, I haven't had that, when I built confidence, I wanted girls to talk to me. I didn't want to have to go up and talk to them. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So what was I going to do to get girls to come up and talk to me and say I'm hot or anything like that? Fucking dress, look amazing in your clothes. Doesn't matter what the clothes are. Shit, I had hand-me-downs. Yeah. So I'm well, my shit's already ugly. How do I make it look better?
You get fucking jacked.
I get jacked. Yeah. And then smile.
Yeah.
That's it. And then you'll be surprised at how many girls will notice you. Or if you go to the beach or any local socializing event, if you look really jacked, you smile and you walk around, have glasses on, or even just look at them. You'll literally walk and corner eye, you'll see everyone just turn their head.
And when a girl, when a girl looks at you, that's when she's interested. People think about that shit way too much.
Yeah.
But.
And that's how you know. If she looks at you, she may glance at you. That's not an okay, hey, go up, talk to her. If she goes back and looks at you, you bet. If you're interested in her, go talk. Yeah. It's literally she obviously notices you. She thinks you're attractive. Now, if she's with a boyfriend, don't do it because wait for them to break up. But but no, for real,
I want to touch on that because, dude, there's too much shit going on saying being fit doesn't get your girls.
That's bullshit,
bro.
You're the most.
I'm saying this right here on the spot, bro. Being fit and being in shape is going to get you the girl of your dreams.
The the guys who are like that are not sociable. They don't smile. You can already tell by their posts, and they're probably not welcome. Like they're just like crossed arms. Like doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
sure.
So obviously they're not going to get chicks.
But if you open up a little bit, you will. Like that's a lot. It's all for views. That and then the like.
It's almost like straying people away to get in shape. I hate it. I really don't like it.
It's just like, it's just for views, right?
Yeah.
It's just caught and people think it's funny. Yeah. That's the reason why people do it. Same with like, I mean, I even think like the motivation / like depressing, like.
Yeah, like she broke up with me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's demon arc time. And I'm like, bro, it didn't work out because, I'll actually say this. I'll say this as well. She broke up with you because it's your fault, homie. She cheated on you because it's your fault. Like, breakups are because of men. Breakups aren't because of women. Breakups aren't because the man doesn't give what the woman actually wants. That's facts, bro. Like, women don't break. If you were the ideal guy, bro, she is going to be loyal to you. She is going to stay faithful to you. She is going to push you in the right direction. She's going to keep you grounded. I am not kidding at all.
But also, if she cheats on you, that means she wasn't the ideal girl for you.
Exactly.
So, like, don't even think it's you at all, because it's not you. You could be a great guy, but obviously she's not the ideal girl because she just wants to go and do whatever, and like she wants to try out other things, and she's just not ready to commit. And that's fine. Just, I mean, obviously, don't cheat. That's actually really messed up. Like, I've never done it.
Cheating. I don't even know.
I've had it done to me.
Same.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never understood it. I've never felt like, how could you feel good in the moment?
I don't know.
I don't know how people actually like feel like, because you have to feel good in the, like there's no way you cheat and you just feel bad, because if you felt bad, you wouldn't have done it. Right? Yeah. There's obviously some type of excitement or goodness behind it. So I've never understood that. But yeah, there's also like, if you got cheated on, don't also think it's because of you, like you're a bad person. There's also, that means she's not the ideal girl. You don't want to marry that girl because she cheated on you. She obviously has her own issues that she needs to work out and grow up a little bit, mature a little bit, and vice versa, right? If you're dating a guy, same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just not ideal for each other. That's okay. Move on. Don't get back together. Yeah. I learned it the hard way.
And guess what? It's sad. It's depressing.
It never works out because I'm not with that girl anymore. Yeah. Like, don't do it because it doesn't work out. If you guys break up, you guys broke up for a good reason, leave it. It's done. It's over. Break up. Move on. Mm-hmm. Because if you're truly right for each other, you work through the breakup.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of weird too? It's like then people are like, well, the people that break up and get back together and they get married, and it's like,
I've never actually like.
I know somebody that actually.
Well, no.
Broke up and then just got married.
Yeah, I'm saying they break up and get married, but I know a lot of those people. However, I know they don't really love each other. Like internally, because I know them. Internally, I'm like, but I know what y'all talk about. Y'all are just doing this just to do it. I don't know.
That's another marriage. People think they have to get married by a certain age, or think it's like it's a trend.
Yeah, just because of social media.
Because it's like, I'm getting married, I'm growing up, I'm becoming more mature.
Yeah.
It's not like...
I actually have do you think you're going to post your wedding photos on Instagram when you get married?
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll probably post one, like have a post.
I think that is that's going to be the solo-handedly only photo that's ever I'm going to put my wife on the internet.
Do you also know, I think that is also the reason why the divorce rate is 50 to 60. It's like actually past 50% now.
Why?
Because I think people do it to post on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that's the reason why people get married in the first place. Is to be like, I got married, I'm mature, like I'm growing up, we're going to have a great, happy life. And then they realize a year in, like, wow, this is actually like horrible. Like, this is not fun.
Dude, it's important,
And then they get divorced. You could literally go on your wedding day and flip a quarter. And you'll know, I mean, theoretically, like off of statistics, you'll know if you get divorced or not. Yeah. Heads being divorced, tails being not.
Isn't that
scary?
Scary, bro. And it's like a lot of people don't realize why it's so high. And I think a bit, like you're right, social bro. A big reason why it's high is because social media is a thing. There's so many options, and that's like another reason why all the girlfriends I've ever dated, I always tell them, I'm not gonna put you on the internet. You can put me on the internet. I don't really care. But
Aaron
Also,
and I didn't for a while.
Yeah,
a lot of
y'all
people
did
had
for a
no
while.
idea
And the
we were
thing is, though,
dating.
like,
People still didn't know. We hit a year anniversary, and somebody was like, "Do you have like a girlfriend?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, Aaron's my girlfriend." Like, wait, you guys are dating?
Yeah.
And it was a year anniversary. Like, people have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing for each other.
Yeah. No, it's
'cause
a good
like,
thing.
I don't know, because we do post a little bit about each other. We hang out and everything, and I have like poster, but I don't. People do it for clout.
Yeah, but
that's why
it's
people
not
post on
for the
social
reason
media.
of like, I love her so much, blah blah blah, and it's like, that's not where the love come from.
Yeah, it comes from actions.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't come from making a post.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. But I think that's the reason why the divorce rate is high, because of social media. But also, I mean, as time goes on, everything revolves around travel in a sense. Mm-hmm. So like how fast you can get from A to B.
Yeah.
And our traveling time used to be, way back in the day. It's like you were a pilgrim, you knew your village, and to get across across Florida, it took you 3 months.
Yep.
Right? It's an insane amount of time. But nowadays, it's like you could drive 3 hours to be in a different state. You could hop on a train and be all the way across the country.
Yep.
In a couple days, you could fly and be across
there
the
in a
country
couple minutes.
3 hours, and you'll be pretty far away from your hometown.
Yeah.
And so it's really just the speed of travel, like social media. Now
accessibility.
Like you now can meet girls across the world, like crazy. Like you can meet girls wherever you want.
Yeah.
And so obviously, you can meet another girl that you think is your soulmate, and then you meet her, and you're like, oh wait, I found another soulmate. And it's like, there's so many. They say soulmates. I think it's every 10 to 20 miles you'll meet your soulmate.
Yeah.
So it's like now you have access to the whole world. Think of how many soulmates you'll find.
Yeah. Crazy, bro.
So
it's absolutely insane.
I think that's why, definitely.
Yeah, but before we move on, I wanted to say one last thing is like, and we see this so much is when people get married or they get girlfriends or whatever, then they stop going to the gym, stop getting in fit. And it's like, y'all have to realize you did basically only get that girl because of your ambition to win, regardless.
Yeah.
That's what girls are really, girls are attracted to securement and security and protection. And when you stop doing those things, that's when she's going to leave you. She's going to cheat on you. She's going to get with another guy that's doing those things. So whenever you do get the girl, you have to remember to continue to do those things and keep on leveling up, because that's when her attraction is still going to, I guess, like, be there for you. Yep. And, I listen to the Fresh and Fit podcast sometimes, and they said this really interesting thing the other day. It was men love women ideally, and women love men for more of like an opportunistic standpoint, which kind of makes sense because like women do marry guys or want to be with guys who are like more established and settled, or working towards something, and men love women more of like she's really beautiful, she keeps me grounded, she supports me, she respects me a lot, she makes me look better around my friends. So it does make a lot of sense.
No, it does. It boosts the male up as well as she get follows and joins. I do think dating and marriage, like, you two are equal as well. I don't believe that the male. What I believe is the male is better at some things than the women, and the woman is better at some things than the 100%. Male. Like that's it. So 100%. It doesn't matter. Don't want a relationship where the person is better than you at everything. Yeah. If you have that, well, now you have a slave. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. Like then you have all these people like debating equal rights and all that stuff. But no, the man isn't more powerful. The man is more powerful in some aspects, and the woman is more powerful than other aspects. Mm. The man cannot carry a baby for 9 months and live. Yeah. I haven't seen that happen. It's not possible. I would hate that. I'm so happy I'm a man. Yeah. I couldn't even imagine going through that. So I respect that for a woman.
Oh my gosh, I respect them.
But so a woman doesn't have the same strength as a man to be able to carry, endure, survive, and take care of the family. That's just facts. Yeah. Does it have other variables where some women are? Sure. Those are outliers. If we're talking about generalized statements, we need to talk about the general population, not outliers, and then bringing those outliers into general statements. When you do that, that's when it gets like people start talking off emotion and feeling that this is facts. But there are things that the man is better than the woman, and then things that the woman's better than the man. So they both complement each other. But yeah, I do agree with that statement. I think it's like super, super true. I think also the man. I mean, this is for a girl's sake too. If your guy cheats on you, it's because you let yourself go too. Like, or he wasn't ideal for you. Yeah, there's that. But as a male, like, if you're a girl, don't stop just because you got a man who's like really attractive and successful. Don't stop being ambitious on what you want to do and what you want to achieve. Because if you do that, you become very, very unattractive. Yep. And guys like looks. That's it. Yeah. They like physical. They like looks. They want their girl to be hot. They want their girl to be like, nurturing and loving and everything like that. That's just facts. That's the testosterone inside of us.
The three biggest thing men will look for in women: fit, feminine, friendly. Those are the three biggest things. If y'all can keep doing that, bro, y'all are gonna keep a guy. I can promise you that.
So it's just true, and I think so many people don't like to talk about that, or like they're scared to say it, or they think that it's like a shot at the other gender. It's not.
It's not, yeah.
It's like you both are different. We're human, but we're different in anatomical ways. Like, it's literally hormones. You can't mess. It's science. You can't mess. You can't convert. It makes no sense. I've never understood that. But, so yeah, I mean, both of you guys need to keep doing what you're doing. I've seen people get in relationships and then they like stop, like.
And then they both fall off. It's like they have a joint fall off together, and it's like.
And then they wonder why they're unhappy and their sex life is bad and their marriage is bad, and then their life, like, it's like, no, like, that's not how it works. You need to be selfish even when you get with somebody. You need to still continue on the route that you were going, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And that's like something that you and I do, and just I do in my relationship. Like, I love my girlfriend, but I think I have even more drive and more want and more desire and like more goals than I did when I first started dating her. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like,
because now
offense, if she gets in the way, I'm gonna find a new girlfriend, or I'll probably be single for a while. But like, those are my expectations though. Yeah. Like, those are the standards I've set, and if she falls below the standards, not just physical standards, right? But if she falls below of the habits and the standards that she wants in life as well, that's not an ideal girlfriend for me. That's it. And I expect her as a girlfriend, she has standards for guys. And if I can't provide and I can't bring her that security and I can't bring her that, loving and just like, just that figure that she wants in her life, she's going to leave me too. She's told me that. Like, that's just like facts.
That's how it is.
She's like, if, you don't know what you want in the future and like you don't really have security, she's like, I can't be with somebody like that. I'm like, that's fair. Like, I expect you to break up with me and leave me.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't understand, bro. These losers are saying they want this and this girl, and it's like, you aren't shit.
Yeah.
Why? Like, bro, you got to understand what women want before you start demanding what you want.
Yeah. It's weird because people want like the best girl, but then they look at them life and they complain about everything else in their life that's like going bad. No one wants a complainer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's interesting how people view, like, their wants apparently are more important than everything else in their life, I guess. Like, people will say, well, I want this and I deserve this, but then they never take a mirror and look at themselves and say, well, actually, is there anybody out there that actually wants this kind of a man or female?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Real quick before we wrap, you want to wrap this up, don't you?
Up to you.
Yeah. Real quick, I was listening to this preacher the other day, and he was like, because divorce rate's so high, he's saying, like, they always talk about, my girl doesn't do this for me, my guy doesn't do this for me, and, like, marriage is just a waste of time. And he was like, but no one talks about how to actually have a good marriage. Like, no one talks about that. And it's because no one's really close to God anymore. And he was like, the thing is, a healthy relationship is going to come from both parties giving each other whatever they want without asking. That's the whole point. And he was like, what if you were in a relationship, instead of always asking, you were always giving? with both parties. And it's like, that's going to completely change your relationship. And that's something that I've been looking for. I'm like, I don't really want to ask my girlfriend anything. I just want her to give it to me. And I know what girls want ultimately, so I would give it to them too.
Yeah.
I think that's a
true.
healthy way to live. And the thing is, if the girl doesn't give you what you want, then leave her.
I know.
Like, there you go. It's that simple.
People would rather suffer for another 6 months to a year with somebody or an environment or a job because they're too scared to just face it that day, and the next day they're going to feel the best they've ever felt.
Mm-hmm.
I know it from experience.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I've done a lot of things where I procrastinated it, and I'm like, wow. And then once I did it, I'm like, yeah, it sucked, but like, damn, I just feel so much better. I'm like, why did I even wait?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fear of the unknown. But
yeah,
that's another whole topic. But anyways,
we're going to wrap that up. We had some other stuff we wanted to talk about, like becoming fit and stuff like that. But I just wanted to talk on relationships because we've never talked about that. And that's a question I get a lot.
Really?
Yeah, is like, how does being fit help with relationships?
Well,
so
now you know. Now you know why Ash and I were the most fucking badass people in our hometowns.
Yeah.
Really. People are going to watch like, damn, they're cocky as shit.
Yeah.
That's not true. We're not cocky.
But I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all had or gained some value from this, share it to your best friend. More people need to hear this message. And see y'all next week on the tripod, yeah?
Deuces.
Yep.